Alright, welcome back. This is our second video. I cleaned up my little mistake over here with some solder wick. You notice there's still solder on there. That's okay. That's just it is tinning the board. So the next part we're going to put in, we have our two transistors in. We cut the leads off. We're also going to test this out later on for shorts. So we want our 1 microfarad caps. That's these guys. Make sure that the negative lead is bent over and the negative side faces the transformer. So let me see if I can get in here. So that's one capacitor there. So I'm going to install 2 parts at a time. I recommend just doing 1 at a time, but I'm trying to limit the time of this video. So there's our 2 capacitors. This location, these are the 1 microfarad caps. They could be a different type of cap. I'm using axial. Some of the kits came with radial. So just bend the leads off a little bit. There we go. Now you notice after all my connections I'm wiping the iron down. You don't have to worry about static with this circuit. There's nothing you have to worry about with static. So I'm just working on a piece of paper actually. So flip this. Okay, so there's our 2 1 microfarad caps. Our third cap goes right here. Positive is facing the top. So this is our third 1 microfarad cap. So total time to make one of these kits, it's about 2 hours for me, and I'm pretty quick at it. So it might take you a little bit longer. So we have our 3 1 microfarad caps in. We can put our 10 microfarad cap in next. That goes from this point down here. And I'll have some close-up shots of this after I'm done with this guy. Another side note too, there's another kit that I have that's similar to this. There's an additional 2 1 microfarad caps, and basically what I did is I cut the ground on this, put a 1 microfarad cap here and another one from the ground up to mic ground, and that's for isolated microphones. So if your radio has a ground and a microphone ground, I'd probably modify the kit for that. If you want to do that modification yourself, if you want to move over to another radio and it has that isolated microphone, all you have to do is you cut this right here with an X-Acto blade, put 2 holes in here, 0.04 inch holes, and then 1 hole here. And this is for your through the cap to mic ground, and this is an isolation cap for the rest of the circuit. So that's the little modification you can do for the second version that uses isolated microphones. So this one is a common ground microphone, so a lot of Yaesus, handheld transceivers, they all use a common ground. I know Kenwood's a big thing on isolated microphones. A lot of the HF stuff as well has isolated mics too. So there's our 10 microfarad in those two holes there. So, oh good, we got 5 minutes. Alright, so we have our 100K resistors. We're going to start on the resistors next. The 100K is the brown, black, yellow. And if you have a resistor lead bender, the size on this is 0.4 inches. But if you don't have one, like I do at home, you can just bend it in place, bend the leads a little bit. And of course at time, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to install the 330K next. So this is the 330K, orange, orange, yellow. And I'm just kind of doing this by eye. So this is the 330K, goes in these two holes. So you got the 100K up here, the 330K here. And let's solder those two in place. I also recommend a high quality iron. This one happens to be a Weller WES51. I've used the Weller ones for years and really like them. They're pretty good quality iron. The analog ones are around $100. And there's another iron out there that's pretty good, Hakko. They're a Chinese company that makes a pretty decent iron as well. Okay, so there's our two resistors there. Cut those. All your solder connections should be nice and shiny in appearance, right? So you don't have any cold solder joints. So there's your 100K, there's your 330K. We're going to put in one of the 4.7Ks. Right in here. The resistors are not polarity conscious, so you can put that in any direction, doesn't matter. I like to put the tolerance bands on one side though to make it easier to read when I'm troubleshooting it. That's just the technician in me. When I used to fix this stuff, I always liked the resistors going in one direction. It made it a lot easier to see, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's one of our 4.7Ks. If you happen to lose some of these resistors, that's okay. I can get you some extras. The tolerance on these aren't too bad. You can use substitutions as well. It's just basic transistor switches, so it's not too critical on some of these values. Really the only critical value, this guy C4, you want to make 1 microfarad. That's actually your time that you transmit. So when it receives audio, that's actually keeps the charge up for the PTT. And if you want to increase your hang time, just increase the size of that cap. Okay, so there's our other 4.7K resistor. Okay, next is our 47K resistor, and that's going to go kind of in between the transformer and the transistor. Okay, and I'm going to stop the video at this point and go on to a third one. We're going to install the diodes and do our short test.